What about some dinner options?
So a lot of dinner options are going to be focused on typically probably a protein source. Let's say maybe a beef, a lamb, goat, chicken, cheese, again, paneer, but you could also have blue cheese, cheddar cheese, goat cheese, Swiss cheese. Any of these can make up a dinner-based option. Or if you are a vegetarian, you can still do cheeses. But if you're vegan, you can do foods like tofus or tempehs, lupini beans, again, the hemp, pumpkin, chia seeds, and also include often things like nutritional yeast in them. And these can make up the protein source. And I don't want to forget to mention things like fish. You can do tuna, salmon, shrimp, shellfish. As long as you don't have any allergies to these foods, they can make up the protein source. But then you want to also include one of the green leafy vegetable components that we spoke about, like palak or spinach, Swiss chard, lettuce, collard greens, celery, broccoli, and many others. But I also want to mention these other options as well, because some people may not only want to have green leafy vegetables, maybe they want to have green beans, eggplant, Brussels sprouts, snap peas, sauerkraut, bell peppers, some types of squash as well, like spaghetti squash, can also be included, and tomatoes and onions. These are all consistent with the diet. And you can make up really any meal that you would normally eat with these food options. And oftentimes people don't realize this, Shlloka, that many of the foods they're already consuming are already consistent with eating a healthy ketogenic diet. But what people should be focused on is eliminating the foods that actually are not benefiting them, are actually causing them to have increased glucose levels in the blood, increased insulin levels in the blood, and eliminating those, which you probably should be eliminating on virtually any diet anyways, and really focusing on the health-focused diet. And those are the type of foods that people benefit and do really well on, and should be the focus, I would believe, of most of these diets. So let's say if we were to take someone through like a typical breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack. So let's say someone would do, let's say, paneer or egg, birhi, if I'm saying that correctly. You can cook that in ghee. That can be paneer or eggs, onions, tomatoes, and just a decent amount. You can have ginger, garlic, turmeric, cumin, chili, cooked in ghee or butter. You can also have, if you wanted to, an optional side of something like coconut chutney, but without the sugar. And if you want that sweet flavor, you can add stevia, monk fruit, or allulose as the sweetness. And this works well because it's high protein, high fat, but also very low in carbohydrates. Then when someone gets to their lunch-based meal, maybe they would want to do something like a chicken curry with cauliflower rice. So let's say you did like a bone-in chicken thigh cooked in ghee or coconut oil, a small amount of tomatoes, spices like garam masala, coriander, turmeric, with cauliflower rice sauteed in ghee with cumin. And again, if you wanted an optional side, you could do like cucumber radia, which is full-fat yogurt in a small portion. And again, this is a very consistent diet with a ketogenic diet. We talked about snacks earlier, but maybe someone would do like paneer tikka or boiled eggs or nuts or some other form of food. But paneer and boiled eggs have higher protein content. So you could have paneer cubes grilled in pan-fried ghee, or 2 boiled eggs with like salt and chili, and maybe a handful of peanuts or almonds on the side as well, because it's portable. It means you can take it with you where you go. It's going to make you feel full, so you're not constantly craving more food. Typically, these are common foods that people enjoy. Now, let's say you shift to dinner. Let's say you're getting to the end of the day. You're thinking about what should I consume at dinner time? Maybe you choose a fish or mutton curry with stir-fried vegetables. So think, a fish source that you like to cook. You could cook that in mustard oil, coconut oil, ginger, garlic, or turmeric, stir-fried in things like cabbage, spinach, or cauliflower, or one of these other vegetables we spoke about that are compatible with a low sugar, higher fiber content vegetable. And again, avoiding the roti or rice. And why this works so well is it's, a traditional dinner, it's protein and fat heavy, but it has low glucose impacts. So that means low insulin impacts. And let's say that they wanted to have beverages with one of these meals. Maybe they'll do masala chai without the sugar. Again, you could do the allulose, stevia, monk fruit, and you can include coconut or heavy cream if you wish. But you can do the same thing with any form of tea or coffee. And of course, obviously, the best option of all of them, besides maybe an unsugared or unsweetened form of tea, is water.
If you enjoyed watching this content, you can watch the full in-depth video on the Body To Being podcast hosted on Shlloka YouTube channel. To continue watching shorter pieces of this content, you can subscribe to Shlloka Clips on YouTube. Don't forget to like this video and follow us on Spotify. Pranam.